सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं परमानन्दमाधवम्। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। In the last session, we saw some basic concepts of meditation. We saw some important points that meditation, dhyana or samadhi is not an action. It is not any kind of worship. It is not even chanting of mantra, etc. What is meditation? Meditation is effortless awareness of one's true nature. Now, to reach this effortless awareness, we have to put efforts. But even the efforts that we put, which is called as practice of meditation, dhyana abhyasa or samadhi abhyasa or nididhyasana, even that is not usual kind of action. In practice of meditation, instructions are given, but none of the instructions are making us do something. Actually, all instructions are stopping us from doing something. But they are presented in a positive sentence construction, where the instruction is do this, but actually it is meant for stopping something. That is why, because we saw that mind doesn't understand negative instruction. When we tell the mind not to do something, mind will do it. And therefore, the instruction is not given, don't do it, don't do this, don't do this. The instruction is given, do this. Now the instruction is making us act in a way that we are not actually acting, we are actually stopping some activity. Example, when it is said, sit down for meditation. You can't meditate while walking. So sit down is an instruction. Now that instruction is to stop us from moving around. Then the instruction will be sit in a posture which is comfortable yet erect, perpendicular to the ground, not parallel to the ground, perpendicular to the ground. When the instruction is given in this way, actually it is not to do something, but it is to stop movement of our body parts. When it is said, close your eyes, closing your eyes is an action, but it is actually to stop all the activities of senses. In this way, in the practice of meditation, sometimes, not sometimes, all the times, the instructions will be given in a way that we are supposed to act, but actually it is not for putting us into action, it is to stop the activities of body, mind and intellect. And then once that is stopped, that mind which is now controlled, which is not going out through senses, which is not going towards the body or anywhere else, now that mind needs to be put towards the Supreme. 2 steps of meditation. Control the mind, apply that controlled mind towards Supreme through what we have called as Brahmakara vritti. So not allowing mind to think about anything else, but just focusing on what? Focusing on the essential oneness between the self and Brahman. Now in this particular text, the description which is given is not about how to meditate. It is not even about how to control mind. Here verses are given which will keep us on that Brahmakara vritti. So we saw a few verses in the last session, 250, 251, 252 and 253, right? Where different kinds of explanations are there, but all are to bring single thought in our mind that I am that Brahman. Mrit, isn't it? Mrit karyam sakalam ghatadi satatam chinmatramevahitam tadvat sajjanitam sadatmakamidam sanmatramevakilam yasman nasti satahparam kimapi tat satyam sa atma swayam tasmat tattvamasi prashantamamalam brahma advayam yatparaṃ. In this way, different verses are given to uplift our mind from the lower nature of individuality to the higher nature of Supreme Self. And in the same order, now we are beginning what is one of the most beautiful sections of Vedanta, and that is 10 verses for meditation. As I told you in the last session, these are very beautiful verses which we should actually use for our meditation, and therefore they are worth memorizing, right? So we are going to begin that section, verse number 254. We have chanted all the verses in the last session, correct? Today what we will do is we will chant one verse like our usual method, lead and follow. We will see the meaning and then we will go ahead. Remember what we discussed in the last session, these are not the verses for individual comprehension or too much of logic, reasoning, etc. These are not for that. These are only allowing our ideas which have already been clarified to settle down in the heart. Okay, so we are just going to see word to word meaning, what it means and what it implies, and we will go ahead. Right? Let us start. Verse number 254. jātinītikulagotradūragaṃ nāmarūpaguṇadoṣavarjitam deśakālaviṣayātivarti brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani jātinītikulagotradūragaṃ nāmarūpaguṇadoṣavarjitam deśakālaviṣayātivarti brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. In all the 10 verses, there is a common refrain. The last pada is common. Brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Tat Brahma, that Brahman. Which Brahman? That Brahman which is explained in the first 3 padas. Of each verse, first 3 padas will explain about that Brahman, nature of that Brahman. Tat Brahma, that Brahman, tvamasi, you are. You are that Brahman. Iti atmani bhavaya. In this way, you feel in your own heart. Atmani here means in your own heart. Bhavaya. Bhavaya means feel. See, this bhavana is actually combination of understanding and feeling. That's why we use the word heart. Gurudev used to beautifully explain what is heart. He used to say heart is combination of mind and intellect. Actually speaking, if we closely analyze, our feeling of love towards anyone is not just mind. It also has components of intellect. Always. So bhavana, when we say feeling of somebody, feeling towards somebody, or respect, love, whatever we say, it is actually combination of both. So when it is said that you feel in your heart that you are that Brahman, what is to be done? Not just understand intellectually that I am that Brahman. Not just emotionally feel like you are feeling anything else, but the combination of both, understanding intellectual and feeling mental. Together is the meaning of bhavaya. Feel in your heart that you are that Brahman. So this line will be constant. Right? Now, what are the first 3 padas explaining in this particular verse? jātinītikulagotradūragaṃ. Far from, beyond. Beyond what? Jati, caste. Niti, creed. Kula, family. Gotra, lineage. Duragam, far from all that. We are talking about whom? We are talking about Brahman, who is me, myself. How is that Brahman? It is far from any kind of caste or creed or family or lineage. The body is born to parents. And according to all these things of parents, what was the caste, what was the creed, what was the family, what was the lineage of the parents, body has all these things. Jiva, who identifies with the body, feels that he has all these things. But actually, who am I? I am that self, that Brahman, which doesn't have all these things. So I don't belong to any particular jati, niti, kula, gotra, dharma, ashrama, varna. I don't belong to any of it. jātinītikulagotradūragaṃ. nāmarūpaguṇadoṣavarjitam. Without any name, without any form, without any guna, good qualities, dosha, bad qualities, merits, demerits, without any of them. Brahman is how? There is no nama. Even Brahman is not name of Brahman. See? Even Brahman is not name of Brahman. Brahman is what we call for us to understand. It's not actually name. You cannot name. Why? Because name is only given to a form. Physical form or subtle form. Brahman is beyond all forms. So there is no name. This Brahman is beyond, without all names, all forms, all kinds of positivities, negativities. beyond all that. nāmarūpaguṇadoṣavarjitam. deśakālaviṣayātivarti yat. That which yat means that which ativarti, crosses, transcends. That which transcends what? Desha, space, kala, time, vastu, vishaya, object. So we had seen earlier that these are the three kinds of limitations. Paricheda. Remember? Desha paricheda, kala paricheda, vishaya paricheda or vastu paricheda. And Brahman is what? Brahman is kevala, means what? Desha aparichinna, kala aparichinna, vastu aparichinna. Aparichinna means not limited. Not limited, not conditioned. Not coming in the purview of space, time, object. Everything in the world comes in that category. Brahman doesn't come in that category. So, desha, kala, vishaya, ativartiyat. Tat brahmattvamasi iti atmani bhāvaya. Meditate in your heart that you are that Brahman. Now you see what is happening when we chant, when we meditate on the meaning, and then finally when we feel it, we understand that whatever I thought myself to be, I am not that. Getting it? This is what we have to do in meditation. Prepare yourself, prepare your mind, remove it from all outside things and focus it on the inside. And then take up such verses and just allow the thoughts to just flow towards that Brahman. jātinītikulagotradūragaṃ, nāmarūpaguṇadoṣavarjitam, deśakālaviṣayātivarti brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. That Brahman I am, who doesn't have any caste, creed, family, lineage, who is without any name, form, merits, demerits, who is beyond, who transcends space, time and object. That Brahman I am. Right? That is what we have to do. Now, let us see the next verse. Verse number 255. Yatparaṃ sakalavāgagocaraṃ gocaraṃ vimalabodhacakṣuṣaḥ śuddhacidghanamanādi vastu yat brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Yatparaṃ sakalavāgagocaraṃ gocaraṃ vimalabodhacakṣuṣaḥ śuddhacidghanamanādi vastu yat brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Yatparaṃ, that which is supreme. Sakalavāgagocaraṃ, which is not captured by the entire speech. Means what? You call it Satchit Ananda, you call it Brahman, you call it Atman, but it is actually beyond all these words. No speech, no words can capture this Brahman. These words are only pointers, which are not actually capturing the pointed. They are only pointing towards that Brahman. You see, pointer doesn't reach the pointed. I show you, see that is the moon. Now my finger is showing you the moon, but has the finger reached the moon? It has not. But in case of moon, the finger can reach the actual moon. If I go via that via NASA or ISRO, etc., if I go by spaceship, I may be able to reach, but Brahman cannot be reached. sakalavāgagocaraṃ, where the senses, whether it is jnanendriyas or karmendriyas or antarindriyas, none of them can reach that. But gocaraṃ, but still it is reached. How? Vimalabodhacakṣuṣaḥ. It is experienceable by the eyes of pure knowledge. Vimalabodha. Vimalabodha refers to that self-knowledge which is absolutely pure, with no doubts, no confusion, no ignorance, nothing. By the eyes of that knowledge, through the eyes of that knowledge, you can reach. Vimalabodhacakṣuṣaḥ gocaraṃ. śuddhacidghanamanādi. It is a mass of pure consciousness. Ghana means mass. Mass means there are no breaks, there are no parts. Chidghana, mass of consciousness. What kind of chit? Śuddhacidghana, mass of pure consciousness. Anādi vastu yat, that which is anādi vastu, beginningless reality, and of course ananta. tattvamasi iti atmani bhāvayātmani. Meditate or feel in your heart that you are that Brahman. Which Brahman? That Brahman which is so supreme that none of the indriyas can reach. Bahyendriya, antarindriya cannot reach. But it is experienceable, not as some object, but as the subject, by vimalabodhacakṣu, by the eyes of pure wisdom, pure knowledge. It itself is śuddhacidghana. Why? And therefore you don't need anything else. See, that's the meaning. When it is said that no senses, no karanas, indriyas can reach, they need not reach. Why? Śuddhacidghanaṃ. It itself is the pure mass of consciousness. What is required to know it? Nothing. Anādi vastu yat. This beginningless reality, I am. Brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Beautiful verses. See, there is a beautiful story in one of the Ramayanas, not in Valmiki Ramayana, in one of the Ramayanas this story comes. The story is when Sri Rama, Lakshmana along with Vishwamitra Rishi have gone to Janak Maharaj, that yajna. And Janak Maharaj's daughter is Sitaji, who is about to, who is supposed to get married, and that vrata, that vow is kept. Whoever is able to, lift the Shiva Dhanusya and put a string will be able to marry Sitaji. So they have gone there, and previous evening to that incidents when Bhagavan actually gets married, Sri Rama and Lakshmana have gone for roaming. They want to see the city, Mithila Nagari, they want to see. So they have gone there, and there a very beautiful garden is there, and they are roaming in the garden. And Sitaji along with her friends has also come there to worship Durga Devi. And on the way she is going through this garden. And one of the friends of Sitaji sees Sri Rama and Lakshmana and comes running to tell all her friends, including Sitaji, that I saw two most handsome men. So women, girls being girls, they immediately start asking, oh, how are they looking? What? Please explain more. So the friend says very beautiful things. She says, I can't explain. Why? Because the eyes which have seen can't speak. And the mouth which is speaking has not seen. This actually is spiritually the meaning of what we are seeing now. Sri Rama represents Brahman. The friend who has seen represents Jnani. And all the other friends are all of us. The Jnani has experienced but is not able to express his experience. Why? Because Brahman cannot be explained. In the example, obviously, she has seen with her eyes. Here, Jnani has not seen with the physical eyes, but the Jnani has seen with vimalabodhacakṣuṣaḥ, with the eye of pure wisdom. But still he is not able to express, still he is not able to tell what to tell about this Brahman. That is the beauty. In Taittiriya Upanishad, there is a song of Jnani, song of Brahma Jnani is there. And you know how that song is? Ha, hu, ha, hu, ahamannam, 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 ahamannado, ahamannado, ahamannada. Ha, hu, ha. What is this ha, hu, ha? The Jnani doesn't know how to express what he has experienced. Why? Because Brahman cannot be explained. Nor can it be experienced like any other experience. It can be only experienced as the subject, not as any object. Yatparaṃ sakalavāgagocaraṃ. Gocaraṃ vimalabodhacakṣuṣaḥ. śuddhacidghanamanādi anādi vastu yat brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. I am that Brahman. That Brahman which is so supreme that it is beyond all the indriyas. But it is experienced through pure knowledge. It itself is mass of pure consciousness which is beginningless. That Brahman I am. Chant, meditate, feel. Next verse 256. ṣaḍbhirūrmibhirayogi yogihṛd bhāvitaṃ na karaṇairvibhāvitam buddhyavedyamanavadyamasti yat brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. ṣaḍbhirūrmibhirayogi yogihṛd bhāvitaṃ na karaṇairvibhāvitam buddhyavedyamanavadyamasti yat brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. षड्भिः ऊर्मिभिः ayogi. Yoga means union. Ayogi means not united. Untouched. Untouched by what? षड्भिः ūrmibhihi. By 6 urmis. षडूर्मि. Urmi means waves. By 6 waves, it is untouched. What are these 6 waves? These are 6 waves of sorrow. A physical, emotional ups and downs that we experience in our life. 6 in number. What are they? Kshut, hunger. Kshut, hunger. Pipasa, thirst. Kshut, hunger. Pipasa, thirst. Shoka, grief. Moha, delusion. Jara, old age. And mrityu, death. These are called as 6 waves. षडूर्मि in Vedanta. What are they? Hunger and thirst, grief and delusion, old age and death. So if you see carefully, old age and death belongs to the body. Hunger and thirst belongs to the pranas. And shoka and moha, sorrow and delusion belongs to the mind. Because of our identification with this body, with the prana, with the mind, I experience all of them and I think that I have all these. But actually who am I? A yogi who is not touched by all these, is not united with all these, who has no connection with these 6 waves. Kshut, pipasa, shoka, moha, jara, mrityu iti षड्भिः ऊर्मिभिः ayogi. Ayogi, untouched. Yogihṛd bhāvitam, one word. See, for the chanting purpose, we break at yogihṛd and then bhāvitam na karaṇairvibhāvitam. But actually it is one word. Yogihṛd bhāvitam. I am that Brahman who is bhāvitam, meditated upon yogihṛd, in the hearts of yogis. So yogis are meditating on me in their own heart. Also, you see the beauty of poetry from Shankaracharya. A yogi and yogi has put together in very different context. A yogi, ṣaḍbhirūrmibhirayogi. A yogi is what? Not touched by, not united with. And that yogi is rasva ikara. And then yogihṛd bhāvitam, that which is meditated upon by the yogis in their hearts. Na karaṇairvibhāvitam vibhavitam. In their heart they are meditating, but karaṇaihi na vibhavitam. It is not grasped by senses, by indriyas, karana, by instruments. So I am that who is untouched by the 6 waves. I am that who is meditated upon by the yogis in their own hearts. And I am that who is not grasped by any sense organ. Outside senses or inner senses, doesn't matter. It is not captured by any of them. Buddhyavedyam. See, buddhyavedyam is said. Buddhyavedyam, buddhyavedyam. Not vedya, not knowable by intellect. Buddhi. So, karaṇaihi na vibhavitam. Indriyas cannot grasp it. Intellect cannot know it. Anavadyam asti yat. That which is buddhi avedyam anavadyam. Correct. Anavadyam means what? Na avadyam. Avadya means flaw, fault. Anavedya means flawless. Anavadya. Can you see that? Buddhi avedyam anavadyam asti yat. Anavadyam means na avadyam. Na avadyam means what? Flawless, blemishless, impurityless. There is nothing, no blemish, no fault in that Brahman. Anavadyam asti yat tat brahmatvam asi iti atmani bhāvaya. No, feel in your heart that you are that Brahman. Right? Ṣaḍbhirūrmibhirayogi, untouched by the 6 waves of passion, 6 waves of sorrow. Kshut, pipasa, shoka, moha, jara, mrityu. Untouched by all that. Yogihṛd bhāvitam, which is meditated upon by the yogis in their heart. Karaṇaihi na vibhavitam, buddhi anavedyam. It's not grasped by senses and it is not knowable by intellect. Anavadyam asti yat, but that which is faultless, flawless, blemishless. Tat brahmattvamasi. You are that Brahman. Next verse. Verse number 257. bhrāntikalpitajagatkalāśrayaṃ svāśrayaṃ ca sadasadvilakṣaṇam niṣkalaṃ nirupamānavaddhi brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani bhrāntikalpitajagatkalāśrayaṃ svāśrayaṃ ca sadasadvilakṣaṇam niṣkalaṃ nirupamānavaddhi brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani bhrāntikalpitajagatkalāśrayaṃ. Ashrayam, it is the support, it is the substratum, kala of various aspects, jagat of the world, bhrantikalpitam, which is imagined by delusion, projected by delusion. Brahman is the real substratum of various aspects of the imagined unreal world. Imagined by what? By delusion. So, bhrāntikalpitajagatkalāśrayam. So, it is not part of the world. It is not different in different various aspects of the world. It is the substratum, real substratum of unreal world. Bhrāntikalpitajagatkalāśrayam. And svāśrayaṃ. Okay, Vedji, if the world is taking its support in Brahman, what is Brahman taking support in? If Brahman is the substratum of the world, then what is the substratum of Brahman? Svāśrayam. It itself is its own support. It doesn't require any other support. Bhrāntikalpitajagatkalāśrayam svāśrayam. Ch. And sadasadvilakṣaṇam. It is different from, distinct from Sat and Asat. Sat Asat here means gross and subtle. It is distinct from anything that is gross and anything that is subtle. It is different. Totally different. What is that? That Brahman I am. Sadasadvilakṣaṇam. Niṣkalaṃ. Kala. Kala means parts. Niṣkalaṃ, partless. No parts. Nirupamānavaddhi. It also is that which is incomparable. Upama. Upama means comparison. Upamana means that which is compared. Nirupamana, that which cannot be compared. What? It is that which cannot be compared. It is incomparable. Sometimes we give example or we give similarity to explain a point, but actually nothing can be truly compared with Brahman. See, we give example of rope and snake, but can the rope be compared with Brahman? No. Nothing can be compared with Brahman. There is one very beautiful verse in Valmiki Ramayana. It's talking about when the war was happening between Sri Rama and Ravana, the final war, which they say was the best one. So Valmiki ji says, with whom can I compare this war? He says, with nobody. And therefore he says, Rama Ravanayor yuddham, Rama Ravanayor iva. The war between Rama and Ravana is like the war between Rama and Ravana. You cannot compare with any other war. Why? Nothing can compare it. Similarly, Brahman is that which cannot be compared. See, for comparison, there is a requirement of some qualities based on which you will compare, isn't it? You say to somebody that your face is like that of the moon. So what is the quality that you are comparing it on? Beauty is the quality. That the moon is also beautiful, your face is also beautiful. Right? There is some quality. Brahman doesn't have any quality. So based on what will you compare? It cannot be compared. Nirupamānavaddhi yat tat brahmattvamasi iti atmani bhāvaya. Feel in your heart that you are that Brahman. Which Brahman? Bhrāntikalpitajagatkalāśrayam. It is the support of various aspects of the world which is imagined by delusion. Svāśrayam, and it is its own support. It is self-standing. Sadasadvilakṣaṇam, it is different from gross and subtle. niṣkalaṃ, partless, nirupamānavaddhi, that which is incomparable, tattvamasi, iti atmani bhāvaya. Feel in your heart that you are that Brahman. Beautiful verse. Each verse is so beautiful. Next one. janmavṛddhipariṇatyapakṣaya vyādhināśanavihīnamavyayam viśvasṛṣṭyavavighātakāraṇam brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani janmavṛddhipariṇatyapakṣaya vyādhināśanavihīnamavyayam viśvasṛṣṭyavavighātakāraṇam brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Janma, birth, vriddhi, growth, parinati, maturity, development, apakṣaya, decay, vyādhi, disease, nāśana, death, vihīnam, without all these. It is without birth, growth, maturity, decay, disease, death. 6 modifications. You remember? Jayate, asti, vardate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, vinashyati. All that are not there in this Brahman. It is vihīnam. It is without all these things. Why? Avyayam. It is changeless. All these are changes. All these are modifications happening in the body. The body changes. Brahman does not change. Avyayam, it is changeless. It is षड्vikara rahita. It is devoid of, bereft of all the 6 kind of modifications, which are mentioned. Janma, vriddhi, parinati, apakshaya, vyādhi, nāśana, vihīnam. It is without all these. viśvasṛṣṭyavavighātakāraṇam. Again, beautiful word. Kāraṇam, cause. Cause for what? Vishva, world. Cause of world means what? Viśvasṛṣṭi, creation of the world. Ava, maintenance of the world. Vighāta, destruction, dissolution of the world. viśvasṛṣṭyavavighātakāraṇam. It is the cause of creation, maintenance and dissolution of the world. It is the cause of everything. Brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. You see, from where he is taking us where? I think that I am this body. He says you are not the body because body has 6 modifications. You don't have 6 modifications. You are not that mind and intellect also which has got changes. You are not even the world. You are actually the cause of the srishti, creation, maintenance and dissolution of the entire universe, entire world. That Brahman you are. Right? Bhāvayātmani. Feel in your heart you are that Brahman, which is without the 6 modifications, which is changeless and which is the cause of creation, maintenance and dissolution of the world. You are that. Brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Next verse, verse number 259. astabhedamanapāstalakṣaṇam nistaraṅgajalarāśiniścalam nityamuktamavibhaktamūrtiyat brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. astabhedamanapāstalakṣaṇam nistaraṅgajalarāśiniścalam nityamuktamavibhaktamurtiyat brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Astabhedam na apāstalakṣaṇam. Two words, different words. Astabhedam. Bheda, differences. Asta, ended. Astabhedam, where all the distinctions have ended. Anapāstalakṣaṇam, na apāstalakṣaṇam. How to say this? Lakṣaṇam, which is of the nature of something which never has asta. See, look at Sanskrit's greatness. Asta, apa asta, apasta, na apasta, anapasta. So asta means end. Anapasta means apasta means total end. Na apasta, never total end. Lakṣaṇam means what? That which is never of the nature of non-existence. In a positive way, we will say that which is ever of the nature of existence. That which is always existent. You cannot even say existent. It is existence. Where all the distinctions have ceased. Astabhedam. Anapāstalakṣaṇam. Beautiful word. Nistaraṅgajalarāśiniścalam. Niṣkalam, unmoving. Unmoving like what? Jalarashi. Jalarashi is ocean. Jala means water. Rashi means collection of water. So Jalarashi means ocean. It is unmoving like ocean. But Veji, ocean moves. So many waves are there. Correct. Nistaranga. Imagine an ocean without waves. How it will be? Totally steady. Like that Brahman is. Nistaraṅgajalarāśiniścalam. Tarangas are there, waves are there, go up and down. But imagine the ocean without waves. Actually, deep inside the ocean is waveless only. Only when the ocean is closer to the ground, to the earth, the waves are created because of the earth. Otherwise, you go deep in the ocean, there are no waves. Nistaraṅgajalarāśiniścalam. Like that, ocean, waveless ocean, it is unmoving, it is steady. Nityamuktam. It is always liberated, ever liberated. Avibhakta murti yat. That which is avibhakta murti. That which is of indivisible form. Means what? It's not actually a form. It is just indivisible truth. All forms will have vibhakti. Vibhakti means separateness. See, my hands are separate from my face. Face is separate from my chest. Chest is separate from my stomach. Vibhaga is there. Parts are there. Vibhakti is there. Avibhakta murti. That form which is without any parts means it is not a form. Avibhakta murti yat tat brahmattvamasi iti atmani bhavaya. Feel in your heart that you are that Brahman. Which Brahman? Astabhedam, where all the distinctions have ceased. Anapāstalakṣaṇam, which is never of the nature of non-existence. Nistaraṅgajalarāśiniścalam, which is unmoving like the waveless ocean. Nityamuktam, which is ever liberated. Avibhakta murtiyat, of indivisible form. Tat brahmattvamasi iti atmani bhavaya. Next verse. Verse number 260. Ekameva sadaneka karanam. कारणान्तरनिरास्य कारणम् कार्यकारणविलक्षणं स्वयं ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि एकमेव सदनेककारणं कारणान्तरनिरास्य कारणं कार्यकारणविलक्षणं स्वयं ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि. Another gem of a verse. Ekameva Sat. It is one existence. Aneka Karanam. It is the cause of many things. Cause of the entire world. Karanantara Nirasya Karanam. But it is that cause which is devoid of any other cause. So Brahman is one. See how beautifully it is explained. What is said? You see the entire world. Brahman is the cause of the entire world. It is one cause for all effects. But that Brahman is without any cause. And that Brahman is one. Single existence. Means what? There is no world. And therefore, Karya Karana Vilakshanam Swayam. It itself is Vilakshanam, different from Karya, effect, Karana, cause. Means, in the first line it is said that it is the cause of everything, it is not an effect of anything. Second line says it is neither the cause nor the effect. See, it is causeless cause which is not actually a cause. What a beautiful thing. Tat brahmattvamasi iti atmani bhavaya. That Brahman I am. Who? Which Brahman? That one alone existence, which causes everything, which is not caused by anything, and which itself is bereft or different from cause and effect. It is neither a cause nor an effect. But if you see the world, Brahman is the cause. From the standpoint of Brahman, there is no world, and therefore Brahman is not even the cause. Ekameva sat aneka karanam karanantara nirasya karanam karya karana vilakshanam swayam brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. That Brahman I am. Feel this in your heart. Next verse, 261. Nirvikalpakamanalpamaksharam yatksharaksaravilakṣaṇam param nityamavyaya sukham niranjanam brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Nirvikalpakamanalpamaksharam yatksharaksaravilakṣaṇam param nityamavyaya sukham niranjanam brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Nirvikalpam, without any vikalpa, without any duality, without any thought, without any modification. Nirvikalpam. Analpam, na alpam, it is not short or it is not less, it is infinite. Analpam. Aksharam, it is indestructible, that which never decays, that which never gets destroyed. yat kshara akshara vilakṣaṇam, which is distinct from kshara, perishable world, and akshara, imperishable, relatively imperishable, maya. Relatively imperishable. 15th chapter of Gita. Dvavimau purushau loke ksharascha kshara evacha ksharas sarvani bhutani kutastho kshara uchyate uttamah purushastu anyah paramatmetyudaratah yo lokatrayamavishya vibhartyavyaya ishvarah. 15th chapter of Gita. Two types of Purushas are there in the world, Kshara Purusha and Akshara Purusha. Kshara Purusha is this entire world, gross and subtle. Akshara Purusha is that causal world, Maya, which is relatively imperishable. Uttamaha Purusha tu Anyaha. Uttama Purusha is other than this. World has two types of Purusha, but Uttama Purusha is other than this, beyond this, and therefore Paramatma iti udarataha. It is called as Supreme Self. That yat kshara akshara vilakṣaṇam, which is different from kshara and akshara, gross, subtle and causal. Param, not just it is different from them, it is superior to them, it is higher than them. Nityam, it is eternal. Avyaya sukham, it is indivisible bliss, imperishable bliss, unending bliss. Niranjanam, untainted, no blemish, no fault, no taint. Tattvamasi iti atmani bhāvayātmani. See how beautiful words are there. Nirvikalpam, analpam, aksharam, yat ksharakshara vilakṣaṇam, param, nityam, avyaya sukham, niranjanam, tat brahmattvamasi iti atmani bhāvaya. Feel in your heart that you are that Brahman. So all these words, as I told you before, they may have literal meaning different, but all of them are referring to Brahman, which is my own nature. Their primary meaning is Brahman. Right? Next verse number 262. Yad vibhati sadanekadha bhramat. Nāmarūpaguṇavikriyātmana. Hemavat svayamavikriyam sada. Brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Yad vibhati sadanekadha bhramat nāmarūpaguṇavikriyātmana hemavat svayamavikriyam sada brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Yat vibhati anekadha, that which shines anekadha, in different ways, variously, variedly it shines. Sat, but it is one reality. One reality that shines, appears variedly. Why? Bhramat, due to delusion. It is one, but many are seen. How? Out of delusion. Out of delusion. Many are seen out of delusion. There is only one. Remember, one sun, thousands of buckets, thousands of reflections are seen due to delusion. The reflections are considered to be the sun, but actually the sun is one, not thousands. Nāmarūpaguṇavikriyātmana anekadha vibhati. And these differences, these various forms, how are they made? Nama, name, Rupa, form, Guna, qualities, Vikriya, modifications, changes, Atmana. They are all as These various things are appearing as what? As different names and different forms and different qualities and different modifications, different changes, different actions, all different, but all those different things are only delusion. There is only one Sat, one reality which is appearing differently as all these things. Hemavat, example Shankaracharya gives, like gold. One gold in different forms is given different names, has got different qualities, has got different modifications, has got different functions, but there is one gold. The ring is worn in the finger, garland or necklace is worn in the neck, bangle is worn in the hand. Forms are different, names are different, qualities are different, and therefore activities are different, but gold is one. Differences are seen only because of delusion. Hemavat swayam avikriyam. It itself is actionless. Actions are seeing in it because of the variety that is seen by delusion. It is actually actionless, sada, always. tattvamasi iti atmani bhavaya. Meditate in your heart, that feel in your heart that you are that Brahman. Which Brahman? That Brahman which is one unchanging, actionless reality, which appears variedly as different names, forms, qualities, activities, etc. only because of delusion, but which always remains one, unchanging, actionless reality. That Brahman I am. Thus I should meditate in my heart. Last verse of the series, verse number 263. Yacchakāstyana paramparat param pratyagekara samatmalakṣaṇam satyachit sukhamanantamavyayam brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Yacchakāstyana paramparat param pratyagekara samatmalakṣaṇam satyachit sukhamanantamavyayam brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. Yacchakāsti, that which shines, self-effulgent. Anaparam, na aparam, it is not lower. Parat param, it is higher than the highest. It is higher than the Maya, it's beyond Maya. Pratyak, but just because it is higher, don't imagine that it is somewhere else. Pratyak, it is inner. Eka rasam, it is one essence. Atmalakṣaṇam, of the nature of the self. Satya Chit Sukham, it is of the nature of Sat Chit Ananda, existence, consciousness, bliss. Anantam, infinite. Avyayam, unchanging. Tat Brahmatvamasi, that Brahman you are. Iti Atmani Bhavaya, thus you feel in your own heart. That which is self-shining, yet Chakasti, Naparam, which is not lower, but it is actually higher than the highest. It's beyond Maya. But just because it is higher than the highest, it is not far. Pratyak, it is inside, it is inner. Ekarasam, one essence. Atmalakṣaṇam, of the nature of the self. Satyachit Sukham, it is of the nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. Anantam, infinite. Avyayam, changeless. Tad Brahmatvamasi, you are that Brahman. Iti Atmani Bhavaya, thus you feel in your heart. right? Chant, meditate, feel. Beautiful verses. See, if I start to explain, there is so much of beauty in the verses. You must have seen the usage of words, the usage of letters. Yet chakastyanaparam paratparam. You see, so much of alliteration is there, and so many such alankaras are there, but they are too lower in the as compared to the content of the verses. The literal beauty is of course there, but it is not even worth explaining. Why? Because the point that Bhagavan Shankaracharya is explaining is so high. Beautifully explained. These 10 verses are meant for meditation. In the next session, we will see the remaining 3 verses of the section, which will finish quite quickly, and then we will actually practice meditation using these 10 verses. Okay, so in the next session, please prepare yourself in such a way where you can sit for meditation easily. So initially, in the beginning of the session, we will see the meaning of the remaining 3 verses. Not from this 10 verses are separate, because they end with that brahma tattvamasi bhāvayātmani. And then we will use these 10 verses for actually meditating. We will try practice of meditation, guided meditation we will try in the next session. Chalo. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.